Debbi Warren, welcome to the Anatomy and Clay Learning System podcast.
Thank you.
Great to have you on, catching you in Oregon where you live, and we've chatted with you before from your home base in Oregon.
Right. Very Southern Oregon,
Very
almost
southern.
California.
Right. But getting pounded with some of this moisture and heavy rains that are
we need it so badly, but it's not great gardening weather yet.
Yeah.
Getting there, but we're very thankful.
Would January normally be good gardening weather in Oregon?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm teasing. I'm just looking out my window thinking, oh, I can hardly wait.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We definitely need the moisture here in Colorado, where the mountains are piling up with snow. And I heard that there was a ski resort in Northern California, Mammoth. I think they got so much snow that they had to actually close. They couldn't even let skiers go down because it was too much snow. So
I live just about 45 minutes north of Mount Ashland, which is Southern Oregon, and it's a ski resort. And they had to close the other day because of winds, but they have a lot of beautiful snow up there right now.
Yeah. Well, we are here to talk about indoor stuff. At least I don't know of too many folks who take the Anatomy and Clay Learning System online courses outdoors. They probably most are inside
Right.
activity. Just wanted to talk to you about one of the classes that's online. You helped design the medical pathways course. We just wanted to kind of shed some light on that course. And can you just set the scene for us a little bit first before we dive into the specifics of the course itself? Just give us a little bit background on your experience with Anatomy and Clay. Just for those who don't know you, you're an educator. You've done a lot of classes and helped Anatomy and Clay think through how to organize some of those classes, and you've taught Anatomy and Clay for a long time.
Yeah, well, I was introduced to Anatomy and Clay many years ago. I'm thinking now almost 30. And I saw it at a NSTA, was kind of tired of dissecting dead cats. And so I got reeled in, and I didn't know I'd get hooked so hard, but I was hooked, hook, line, and sinker. And I could see, such great just uses of it in my classroom. Number one, financially, for my school, we didn't have lots of money, and we still don't. And so if we can use things that you can use year after year after year, that was a plus. And so I started with one model, brought it back, and the kids loved it. I went out fighting and looking for money and grants and anybody that could support my program. I was lucky and grateful to how much support I got when they saw the product. I started teaching with it at one of our major high schools here in the Rogue Valley, and then went to the other high school. I actually taught at both high schools. One day, when the other brought it to the other one. So North Medford High School and South Medford High School. And boy, it was just such a cool learning tool. It just made me want to teach more, and it made the kids want to learn more. And so I just have been building on that, getting more and more product. And every time I do, I just see the value in it for not just myself, but the kids. The light bulb turns on. They want to be in class. Their hands are involved. Their minds are involved. It's been just fabulous. And so I taught anatomy and physiology for many years. Eventually, I ended up teaching, I've taught a lot, but ended up teaching. I have a medical background, by the way. I came out of medicine after being an x-ray tech for almost 13 years, and a certified nursing assistant prior to that. And so I actually tried to retire 6 years ago. And the school called me up and said, would you, number one, be a mentor to new teachers? Yes, I would. And then eventually, would you help launch our new medical careers pathways class? And I said, yes. And so I've done that for the past 2 years. I've actually really retired now. However, I say that with tongue in cheek because I do sub occasionally, which I love. And, I work for Anatomy and Clay, which I love part-time. But one thing led to another. I've used the student 2 models, have them, love them. I have bought, I've used, the kids were so interested in parts of the body, like the knee. They're always getting knee injuries. And, what is it? Can we see it more? And so when John developed the knee model. That was a really huge step for me to purchase that for my classes and teach details on the knee. And it made me thinking, wow, maybe it would be really cool to focus on specific joints and body parts and really embellish on those as standalone like lessons. And so I think that's kind of where it started. And so now I know for me, I know they have others, but for me, they have the forearm, which I also teach phlebotomy. And not that you can, pull blood out of clay, but you certainly can set up the model so you understand how to do a venipuncture. And then injuries to the arm, which I have pictures, baseball pictures and stuff in my classroom that kids want to know about. Injuries to the elbow. So that was great. I have, there's a lower leg model class. There's a heart standalone class just with clay. And then there's the knee. And additionally to that, with my nursing class that I started, or medical pathways, it's heavy on CNAs, but we purchased the Torsican, which is a newer product to me. It was a few years ago. And I'll tell you what, I have fallen in love with that product to teach to this specific group of students. It's been just fabulous because we spend 6 to 7 weeks on body systems, and the kids, it's simpler for them. It's not so scary to them. These are high school seniors, but they really, really like that product. And so a lot of different ways to, present the body to students.
For those who don't know, can you describe the Torsican model?
The Torsican model, to me, is like holding a little baby. So it's a product that's flat. It can sit flat on the table. The arms, the humeri and the femur are short. They're short and they're not full. So you get only the proximal end of those, but you see where they attach in the body. So you can I do a brain, I do all the systems. You can put muscles down on them. You can turn it over and do the posterior side. You can do anatomical directions. You just get a really good feel for the systems and the heart and the lung. I mean, everything can be built pretty easily and really, it's just bigger than the Student 2 model. And it's just, I just love it.
Yeah, that's great. Well, one of the things you've done in addition to all of that, which is a lot, is help develop these online professional development courses for Anatomy and Clay, which are available online.
Right.
And one of the most recent ones, just wanted to kind of shed a little light on or spotlight, is the Medical Pathways course that's available through the online catalog from Anatomy and Clay. Can you just talk a little bit about, you design the course, correct?
Right. I designed the course along with another gal who is retired, or a couple other gals, I should say. And so we used to go out and teach a 2-day professional development on the arm, the lower arm, the elbow, the lower arm, the lower leg, the knee, and the heart. And we did 2 each day, very detailed, very intense, very purposeful, tons of information, tons of ways to teach it and assess with it. And then, the pandemic hit and things weren't in person so much. So I went back to Loveland and we videotaped each segment, which was really pretty cool, I thought, because you didn't have to do everything. If you were more interested in the knee at this point, you can buy or rent the video lesson on the knee. So you just get that and you can focus on that. Or I think you can look through a menu of things and decide, oh, I'd really like to have that, and I really don't need that right now. And you can purchase these videos and then you can run them in your classroom. And you can even stop them and slow down and have the kids talk to you or back it up. And they come with, all your handouts. They come with all the lesson plans. They come with some assessments that are good. You could always add to those, but not only are you getting the video lesson, you're getting supplementals that are really, really, really useful. As a teacher, we always want those. It's nice not to have to create new ones. They're there for you.
If you do sign up for the Medical Pathways course and you register, is there a preferred order that you're going to go through those?
I don't think so. I think it depends on your students. So if you've got kids, for example, like we've got a sports med class at our school, a lot of schools do, they love the knee. They love the knee. And so that would be great for that. It might, the lower leg and the elbow as well, but maybe not the heart so much. It depends on your classes, your clientele, and how much time you have. And also you have to think about standards, what I have to teach in that class. But what a fabulous way to teach to me about the physics of movement, the body, it's the muscles and blood vessels themselves, but it really lends into, oh my gosh, the kids go, this is me. And they're pretty life size. And so that's really cool.
Yeah. Can you give folks an idea who might be interested in signing up? What kind of length, let's say, just take the knee because that's so popular. How long is that content that would be provided?
Well, I believe
roughly?
the video is about an hour and a half to 2 hours. They're not long. Some of them are longer. It depends. The heart is a little bit longer, but the knee is not. And then again, there's always follow-up with assessments and ways to use it. I'm there teaching with you if that's what you want. Just a really, really unique and cool way of teaching, I believe.
And when you do sign up, you get shipped to you to use at home or wherever if you want to do it at school or wherever your office, you get shipped the equipment.
You do.
To follow along, which you then get to keep, I believe.
Yes, and you also get the lesson that I've written to follow along with. So you have the workbook as well, and you can change that if you need to, but it's really nice. You have me making and talking with you, and then you can actually stop and follow in the book. And I refer to the book a lot, so you can, it's pretty easy to track with me.
Right. And based on just looking at the what's detailed online under the medical pathways course, cardiovascular system, forearm and hand,
forearm, correct,
knee, lower leg and foot, phlebotomy, injury and disease is a separate unit, I guess, or is that the right term for that?
Well, what it is with each of the lessons, at the end, I talk about how you can have the kids, instead of us just standing and deliver, that's kind of an old way of teaching. It's okay. But now there's a component to it where you have the kids now show me what you know. So they have the product, they've been taught how to build it. Now create this situation. You have a patient who has, blown out their meniscus. Show me what that would look like. Research it for me. Teach us. So the students now become the teachers, and I can sit back and just love watching them expound on knowledge, which they love doing that.
And diagnostics sounds like that's a similar. You might, have a little.
There's one way that I've done the heart and the knee especially. I have created 4 or 5 hearts with something wrong on them. I created them. And the students go around in little, I call them doc groups, like doctor groups, and they put on a lab coat and they have their stethoscopes or whatever on, and they have a chart, and they go around and they have to look it over. They can touch it and tell me, now that we've built a normal heart or a normal knee, now look at what's there and what do you think is wrong? What could have caused this? And what's our steps forward with this patient? So now you're diagnosing and giving a template or a guide on how we're going to heal this. And so you can do it that way. I've done that with the knee as well. Or you can flip it over and say, I want your group to create, a blown out meniscus, or I want you to ACL tear. Show me what that would look like on the model. Research it. What do you do for a patient? How do you help them heal? How do you help them prevent something like this? And so it's putting the learning and the research on the students.
Yeah. Sounds like the doctor students are sort of making rounds, just like
they are. It's very similar to going on rounds. I remember doing that as a student in X-ray as well.
Yeah, that's great. Have you gotten feedback from teachers out there who have taken your professional development online? Have you gotten feedback, or do you get questions from time to time or asked to follow up?
Oh yeah, I get I would say students, but teachers, and they'll ask for my email, or they'll ask me for my, how can send me info, how can I change this? I don't get this. Can you explain it to me again? Or, I've had teachers who have taken a PD from me, a 1, and then they take this one because they see how valuable it is just to kind of go on and, sorry, my computer was shutting down. I had to get it back up. Go on and make, even embellish their lessons. Back when we did these live PDs, which I absolutely love that, but then you'd get a lot of them, wanting more and more, and they'll either email the rep or they'll email me, or however they want us to do that. Yeah, lots of old friends I've made through this, lots of good acquaintances.
You just see that as part of the job, I guess. I mean, it's not something you just get little queries and follow-ups and things like that probably take a little time for you to reply to.
Yeah. And I've even done, some teachers will ask for a one-on-one lesson where you can have the video and you can be there with them online and help them through it the first time. Because it's always scary to do the first time, and you want to make sure you do it correctly.
Yeah.
And I love those.
What do you think is the key, or what have you seen in terms of the difference between teachers who kind of readily adapt to incorporating anatomy and clay in their classrooms and those who might struggle a little bit?
Ooh, boy, it could be they're just nervous to try something new. They've done it. Even in my schools, I see teachers doing the same thing over and over and over. And it's, why not try something new? At least try it and see the kids love change. And so I think there's a little bit of a fear there because they don't know it. Hey, I didn't know it at first. And I love it. I mean, I absolutely love teaching and working with this product, with clay. I just think it's that. Find somebody who's done it, talk out there. I know Anatomy and Clay has a Facebook page that you can ask questions of. Their reps are awesome. You can ask questions of them. They get back to you quite quickly. They have really, really good service after the sale type thing. I mean, they're just fabulous. And we want people to be successful. And, this is such an amazing, I think, an amazing tool to use in the classroom. I just want everybody to be happy with it and comfortable with it, and speak out and ask us. We'd be happy to help you.
Yep. And like you mentioned, there's really a community that exists out there, and you can almost like having a discussion board out there, jump on that Facebook group page and post a question. You will get answers and ideas. There's
lots of help out there.
So looking back, I mean, here we are with a course in 2023 that's around medical pathways. Debbi, has all that much changed since you started out in terms of the knowledge and the basics that students need to grasp to be able to head into a medical career? As you look back on sort of your own process of learning and think about what's being taught today, has much changed, or is it all pretty much the same?
Oh, it has changed. The body doesn't really change that much, but how we deal with the body and, all the digital and all the technology that's out there. But still, you have to have a good foundation of anatomy. I mean, even being the field I was in, I used to hand tank my films, believe it or not. I used to go into a dark room, take an x-ray of a person, hand tank them. And now it's all digital. It's moved away from all that. So, you have to know that, but you still have to have a good background of the human body, where things are, how the body moves. But the beauty, I think, of the medical pathways one is the students get to research what's the new thing to help support a patient who has an injury or whatever. And I love seeing that from my students.
Yeah. Just the technology, and you're right, the way we can quickly scan something and almost quickly, instantly get a picture, obviously, in some cases. Interesting.
And I've even had students take these classes and not so much want to go into being nursing or doctor, but they want to go into the like devices. They want to go in, and I just got an email from a mother who I taught her son, and he's in medical devices in veterinary now. And he took my classes years ago, but she thanked me. I mean, it's been a long time. He's probably been out of school 10 years, and she just contacted me the other day and said, thank you so much, because you really made him find his niche in life. And that's what he's doing. He's creating devices for dogs and cats and horses, and it's pretty cool.
Huh. Do you remember specifically what the device did? Or
Well, he's creating them now with a company, and I can't even remember. She sent me a copy of his card, but I don't remember off the top
Yeah.
of my head. It was just, I was shocked. It was just a
Yeah.
cool thing to hear.
Yeah. Wow. Very cool. Wow.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, these courses are online. Obviously, go to anatomyinclay.com and look under education for the professional development opportunities that are out there. I assume that there might be more in the works down the road, or do you know?
I would imagine this company is always looking to do what people want out there. So that's really neat. And too, like you said, you can search them online, and it used to be you had to buy the whole package, and now you can pick and choose. I love that menu idea. What best fits what your students want.
Right, right. So you can, it's just like a Chinese menu. If you don't want one from
It
column A
is.
and one from column C, but not column B, you're all good. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love, the support material comes with it. It's not just a video. You get lots and lots of stuff.
Right, right. And clearly with the videos, you can go back and forth as many times as you need to.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Fantastic. Well, doesn't sound like the retirement is really taking that hold.
Well, some weeks it is. It's always, I live way out in the country, and it's really kind of nice to go into town occasionally and to talk with people, and I love the kids, and that part is always fun. So it's, who knows? Until I can't do it anymore, I'll keep doing it.
Yeah, that's great. Debbi Warren, thank you so much for your time today. And
Come.
we will check in with you again down the road, I hope.
Okay. Take care. Happy New Year.
Same to you.